seriously using an iPad? Yes, because it fits. What do you mean it fits? It fits what we're talking about. Yeah, but honestly, I don't think we should do that because one, we're supposed to be professionals, and second of all, we don't look like we're fucking adults now. We did use iPads to make you think we're iPad kids to the movie, but still though, we just can't do it. Well, we're watching the TGC finale, so you might as well want to join. Oh yeah, we gotta review that soon enough, so I want to watch it. Yeah, let's watch it. Guys, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be using tablets or electronics. These are bad for you. They rot your brains. You're going to be talking about brain rot, content farms, and all this cringy stuff that's been happening. What are y'all doing? You should not be doing this. No, it can't be. They're using it as well. So how do you think Jack is going to be handling this throughout the finale? Not so good, apparently. Not the point. Oh god, this is bad, what am I gonna do? I know, I'm gonna get rid of it, I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna take them away from you. Here it goes, yoink, yoink. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hey, give that back. No, I will not give you that thing back. You are ruining your brains. You're supposed to be playing with toys or going outside or touch some grass or something. You're going to experience nature. You can't just be sitting on this all day with our lives, just spending on it for the rest of your life. It's dead to you. You can't let that do that. You gotta stop this. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? What is it now? We got a crazy lady here trying to talk about not using iPads like the kids. Well, obviously about that, but I think I gotta call somebody to deal with the situation. Really? You gonna call the cops? No, it's not that. I know someone who could deal with her. Okay then, you do that. And furthermore, you also be stop doing this crap and actually review something good for once. You have not reviewed a sequel of Violent Appearance or even a third one to be prepared for this. You gotta understand that you must stop using electronics and do something with your life, and just for the love of God, let them review it and get them back. Why? You working with them as well, are you? No, listen. Obviously, listen. This is just a prop. They're not actually using it. The battery is dead. And this is an old 2013 iPad mini. Nobody even uses them anymore. Plus, this touchscreen kind of doesn't work anymore. So, there's no point of using... There's no point of getting angry about them. They're just using it as a prop. You gotta understand that. And plus, it's just in theme with what they're reviewing. You're not supposed to take this shit seriously, Jesse. I mean, I get it. I understand. We're getting replaced by technology and with the stuff now, but we still have collectors nowadays. But they'll still play with us, or stop motion people. They'll still be here with us, or plus viewers. They're still here with us. We're still there, and the modern kids in this generation. So it's nothing to be worried about. Okay, it's all good. Right? You're right. I think I'm gonna get ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry you guys trying to destroy this thing, but I guess it already is. Whoops. Yeah, I'll just go now and I'll let you be. Alright. I'm gonna go give this back to them, and then afterwards they can work on the review now. Alright, partners. I got your iPad back and I dealt with the situation, so you're all good now. Alright, thanks, buddy. I'll give you a pay after this. Alright, thank you. I will see you there. So, anybody seen Buzz around? No, what about not even including his army? Okay, I'll just let you know that. So, I'll let you know. I'll go now. So, anyways, good luck with the review, and then I'll see you guys later. So long, partner. Yeah, so long, buddy. What do we do with the iPad now? Well, we'll finish watching the finale afterwards. We got a review to do. Okay, alright, let's do that. Okay, I'm ready now, so... Alright, let's begin. Okay, so... If you know anybody who's been around with our channel since 2019, back when we had 14 subscribers, anybody who's remember his review of the fourth of Toy Story 4. This is the one that started it all. This movie started our reviews. And the 130 lost count episodes, we kind of lost track with it, so whoops. And I hope we fix that afterwards, but after like 100 episodes, we're almost to 150, and this is what we got. So yeah, so anyways, let's just get this started. we did this, and we done the first one. Now it's time to review the new one about iPads. So here is our review of Toy Story 5. Well, I'm gonna get this out of the way. This is a long one we might talk about. Here's the story. So you might notice some differences related to what it was announced and what it wasn't, what we have right now. So the movie somehow starts off with a Castaway age reference where we have a bunch of army buzzes who are not villains, by the way. Thank God for that, but we'll get to that later. It somehow starts with an army of buzz with Wi-Fi stuff in the chest, which that's why just make them real now. So, you know, and afterwards they just flew, and they're just trying to find a way to understand where they are, and they're in an island, and just decides to go out and try to find the star in the sky, a Star Command, because that joke is never getting old. And then afterwards, we get to Bonnie doing the wedding thing, and we'll get it was kind of sex in the end. So, and then afterwards, they realize Bonnie's gonna get an iPad called the Lily Pad, which is based on the Leapfrog thing. So, if someone uses this, I'm offended. But anyways, that one's a Leapfrog product. The keyboard thing, that's a classic. I'm still horrified about the the sign off thing. Goodbye. Cool. You can look that up. No, that scared me. Well, anyways, that happens when you do an idle. I mean, when you just stay idle for that long. So, you know, so you can look it up. So, anyways, I'm getting a little off topic aside. They realize now the iPad's taking over now. So, yeah, that's the whole thing in the movie. Well, Woody stays there while little Peepy Keanu Reeves is just not there. And the Key and Peele, they don't get a line. I think Key and Peele doesn't get a line in the movie. He just does, in the movie. Keanu Reeves only got a couple of lines, and that's it. So, no, and Bobby's not even in it that much. So, yeah. It's not really that important. So, anyways, and then Woody decides to come back and try to deal with it. Well, Jessie gets lost in out of nowhere, where she went to Emily's old house, which is not Emily, by the way. We'll get to her later, which is that one. We'll get to that later. And afterwards, they just started to understand with the 3 technology stuff. Conan O'Brien, he's a toilet voiced by Conan O'Brien, a camera, and a smartphone from the early 2000s. So yeah. And honestly, with this, it's mostly how do I say this? It's just how it is. You know, they don't get along well. Mostly Jesse doesn't get along with them well, and then afterwards, while they're trying to find them, along with the evil buzzes trying to find the star, which that leads into here. So, anyways, other stuff happens. So, I really got nothing else to say. So afterwards, and then they flew by, and then some shit happens, and then they meet back, and then we get to see Emily again. There's a photo. Nothing else. We'll get to that later. And then they meet around and realize I've had fucked up because I'm not bullied. So, yep. And then afterwards, they just try to work together. Now they get along well in the end. So, anyways, what are my thoughts on the story? How do I say this? When we first saw the announcement, it was mainly focusing on the Toys and Friends attack, which we knew that was going to happen. We knew it was going to be eventually one of those. And when I saw the announcement of what the villain is, besides the iPad, it was the evil buzzes. I was really scared. I was like, no, they can't be villains. They're not actually in the villains. Well, kind of when they interrogated Woody, but that's only one scene. No. Anyways, yeah. Well, anyways, I really got nothing else to say. So, what are my thoughts on the story? Honestly, I'm surprised it actually is working. And I'm in shock because with how the announcements and how the news related to it, it's just why do we need one? Why even get a Shrek instead? Shrek deserves one, not Toy Story, because you know the cliche thing. It should have ended at 3. We don't need any more. I'm pretty sure they're gonna work on a 6th one soon enough. So, when they announce it, probably after this movie hits on Disney Plus in the end of the year, so probably November. So, anyways, this is pretty much all I could say. Is just it's just the story here is actually impressive, and I actually enjoyed it. And also art emotional. I get to that one emotional scene. I didn't play it for that long, but I would have lost it in the end. So, in that scene, spoilers. And around the middle is the tree with the thing from When Somebody Loved Me, Everything Was Beautiful, and from the second one, apparently it was. You notice the thing from the father on the ground is a time capsule that Emily, when I realized she's grown up, she's old now. She's grown up as a mother now with a child named Jessie. So, and after I saw that with that message, Yeah, that's that reaction. And yeah, I lost it. Because I thought it was amazing. I didn't expect. Alright, moving on. And also, the jokes are funny. Actually, most of them are funny, especially with the evil stars, especially when they say, let's wait on it. Oh, yeah, Epic Circus, our dad. No! They all say, no! Okay, that's like the funniest thing. You know, they did it again in the, they did it again in the post credits when Zurg finally shows up with the Wi-Fi thing, and then they all started, no! And all the kids like, wait, what is happening? Happening? And anyways, I'm just like, no! I don't fucking get that shit. Funny. Funniest joke in the movie. So, besides the BG thing, yes, because he's hot ass. I almost said it, but that's a BG movie. But then again, what else can you do? So, anyways, overall, all I can say is the story here is actually amazing. But mostly the moral of the story is stop. Don't having friends online sucks balls, and just go with people which you enjoy the most. Which honestly I can understand, like enjoy the people I see, especially with what I have recently as a friend on Twitter, and on Discord, but I won't say who, but you know, I probably brought her up a few times, but mostly I understand, you get the message, like mostly you don't need online first, but mostly nowadays you kind of do have some, you know, but if you get along with them IRL, you understand that. I kind of understand with the true friendship, which I'm kind of hoping that happens with me. It's when I try to actually at them, but I think it understands like there's gonna be some times where they're just gonna be assholes to you and just like not follow with them, and you get cyberbullied. So I can understand why he's like they're not good enough. It's like you're just weird. You play with toys, especially with what I have, but mostly it's what I have, and this is what I do. So I guess that kind of sells it with how the whole message is. So that's pretty much all I can say. So I can go like whole deeper with the message, but I feel like that gave you a discussion for another time, because one, I probably need to get her involved with it to understand how this works, because mostly I'm not the kind of person to do it. But you know, so anyways, I really got nothing else to say, and I don't know, so someone was knocking on the door, but that's not part of it. Anyways, I'm just gonna end it right here. So overall, with the whole discussion I have, well, probably, it's related to the message of how it is, but I actually enjoyed it. But mostly the jokes were funny, and I enjoyed it, and also, you know, it's that. So that's all I can say. That one part maybe is that, because, you know, but so I guess that's what it is. But you kind of do feel bad for Ronnie in this, so it is what it is. So, well, I'll probably get to more of it in the characters, but you know, it is what it is. So, anyways, overall, all I can say is the story here is good. It's entertaining, and I like it. So, you know, and it's sad. So in its classic Toy Story, that's what it made for. This might be the shortest one because I'm trying to understand the cliche that we might say for this one. It's the animation. You know Pixar. You know how Toy Story. We're gonna talk about the evolution of animation right now. CGI in 1995 has really have changed from what CGI would ended up becoming in the first animated CG movie to what it becomes now, where hand-drawn does not exist anymore. So, yeah. But also, with how everything is going with the animation in Toy Story 5 compared to the first one, you can clearly tell the 30 years of evolution has evolved with this. And honestly, I'm like happy for it. So, and you know what? I kind of do enjoy it. Especially with how they try to make the iPad emote with how it's designed, with the design. And I honestly nothing else to say, but mostly the design for Lilypad actually fits perfectly with how an iPad learning tablet from Leapfrog, which Leapfrog is making, it doesn't have to sell the case for your iPad. Probably not the one we have because the one that's old. Probably the new iPad Pros. So that would be it. But and to be honest with how it is, and I absolutely enjoyed like how amazing this is. So and it's pretty much all I could say. So part of it is just trying to say like how it is just like how it's just like how the evolution has evolved, especially with how these things, especially with the designs of the electronics. The camera has the eye is the lens, and that's perfect. Although it's in digitally, just like with Lilypad, you can clearly see the pixelated blurriness with how the angle it is, with how sometimes it doesn't really look like that. So it is what it is. It was just not perfect, but which is actually perfect. And with how the Smart Enhance design is mostly how it's a roll of toilet paper you hang it on the wall, but no, and it's horrifying. So, but it's not really horrifying, so it doesn't matter. So, anyways, and then what through is the Hippo flip phone that you can get. I'm pretty sure you can see this a lot, but you know, it's not really important. But it is what it is. So it's just with how it is. So I know someone's calling right now, but I know, but we're trying to keep this in mind, take, okay? So just let you know. So overall, but all I could say is that the animation here is just amazing, and that's all I could say. So it is what it is, and I love it for it. They're amazing at it. That's with the 31 years of evolution of Toy Story laid up to all of this. It's CG. So yeah. You know, this is gonna be weird to talk about the main stuff, but with not being the main ones. It is weird. Here's the characters. And for some apparent, surprisingly, Woody and Buzz are not the main characters. We'll get with them later. It's actually these two, Bonnie and Jessie. But we're gonna start with Jessie first, because this is like the main focus of the whole movie. So, and it was planned from the start, besides people bitching about it. So, anyways, so what about also Jessie? Perfect. This movie was made for her. Well, next to Bonnie, but we'll get to her. With Jessie, is mostly how she's trying to not deal with PTSD. I'm not trying to have a deja vu with leaving Emily and don't want history to repeat itself again. So, yeah, so that's why she was worried with how electronic tech is evolving, you know, and trying to take over. But yeah, it is what it is. But it's mostly with how it is, and just it's perfect. So, and honestly, it's what it is. So, but that's all I could say. So, but and mostly with her and Emily, there's you know the drill by now. I don't feel like doing it again. So, anyways, what about Bonnie? Honestly, she's the highlight of the movie. It's mostly related to how friends try to like act like weird, and mostly we're trying to be weird, but trying to act weird. But they're thinking that they're weird with how she still plays with toys while everyone else is using the iPads. And mostly with how she is acting throughout the whole movie, you can understand why she just wants to fit in. You know, with how mostly she was an outcast during all this, which I could relate to some of you guys in the watching this review, but it's mostly with how it is, and mostly with how one of my friends is, but well, not really his, but you know, but anyways, with how it is, it's mostly with how she's dealing with it. You kind of feel bad for her after like she got cyberbullied because of the post. You lost your toys, like, hey, loser. So it is like PG rated cyberbullying. You know, if it was like higher, they would go full out. They would go full on Twitter mode, like just the harassment mode. But it's not. They didn't go that far. It's probably for the best, because one, this is a PG movie. I think it's, and also if you guys watch this movie, they don't want to go full on cyberbullying on Bonnie, and also that would have been that would have been too dark, and depressing. So I can understand why. Yeah, I can understand why. So. And yeah, and everyone else, with, and then also with how the subject is, it's kind of like all section. I feel like that could be like some video essay about Toy Story 5, like, about Bunny and how it's kind of reflects a lot of world, but it's how you are with the iPad. So, I'm sure someone's gonna do it, or just do another 60-hour essay where this movie sucks. So, but I feel like we're just doing it right now. So, anyways, we're getting off topic. Now we got Woody and Buzz. Woody is just the mentor, like, where is he? Where's Jessie? Where's Jessie? Nothing else. And Buzz is just trying to propose her, which is not majority of the movie, because that would get annoying. But, you know, she tries to understand why she's trying to lead the whole thing with this thing. So you can understand why it's like that. So, but anyways, and then we got other stuff like what? What about the main villain, Lily Pad? Oh yeah, Lily Pad. Okay, I want to put quotes on the villain thing, because she kind of becomes she becomes a good guy now. So a good talent now, so I don't know, that kind of weird. That kind of sounded weird, but I think over time she was like, oh yeah, I guys are gonna take over, and then after really see after the cyberbullying teacher is, oh fuck, I screwed up. I'm gonna donate myself out of here the same way Jessie did. So sorry. Oh, and yeah, I gotta say so. They kind of understand it's like toys and tech kind of live together and necessary. So it is what it is, but you kind of understand how it works. So, but to be honest, what do you think of her? Fine villain. I don't know if I would go on par with the others, like Sid, Stinky Pete, or Lonzo. I think Lonzo's the best. Stinky Pete's kind of the best one, and Lonzo's kind of close second. But the fourth one, I kind of was disappointed by it, but she didn't really do myself. But it is what it is. So yeah, I can understand why. And then about the sidecat, or the evil buzzes, the army of buzzes. I'll just say it right now. There's none. There is none. There's no way there's a villain. There's no way they're fucking villains. And thank God they are not, because I hated that announcement they did that. And I kind of killed it. It was like worried to some about it. So, but all they do is just understand the plot, and they still have the best joke in the movie. Zerg is your father. No! That's all I can say. That's not the funny joke in the movie. Shut up. Anyways, yeah, they're not villains. They have drone wings now. God damn it, why can't they be real? Why doesn't Pixar just make them a real thing now? So, it's not that. They make Sorry as a real thing. Oh yeah, Callie, what was the girl's name in the it's not Emily, by the way, she's just not show up in the movie, besides the flashback, because that's the cow. What was her name again? I forgot. The horse girl, I don't know her name, so I kind of forgot. She's like one of those kids like, oh, I'm on the same side, and realize, oh, I'm sorry, I'll just play my toys instead. So, and then we got the three electronics, Conan O'Brien, which is Spotty Pants, which, spoiler alert, he's the best character. He's Conan O'Brien. He's always the GOAT. Everything he says is funny. Just fucking laugh. And then we have the Craig Robinson telephone. I just found out what it was. And then the phone, which they mentioned Disneyland. Wow, self-promotion right there. Go buy your tickets at Disneyland. Which, funny enough, we might think of going. So, yeah, I guess we fell for the trap. Fuck. Well, anyways, and then we got some the other side characters. I'm not talking about the the Bonnie Swings was one. They don't really do much in the movie, so and everything else is just how. And then the characters in the play thing and the horse. It's mostly with how she's with how they're especially that pizza thing, which is Bad Bunny, by the way. I'm still confused by that. He only gets like a couple of lines, and why does he get a role? Gets announced as like part of the cast. I don't understand that. And this was, I think it was like a month after, I think a month before the movie release. So, yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna, and then we got the main one, Emily. You know the show by now. Anyways, enough crying aside. Overall, what do I think about the characters? I feel like the main ones are really the main focus of the whole movie. And I think I'm okay with that, because we don't really need the side characters anymore. They're just there because why the fuck not? And yeah, so anyways, and it is what it is. So it's just perfect for this. And it's all you need. So I like it. So anyways, and that's all I could say. So what do you think? Enjoy them. Alright, perfect. That's what it is. So how are we gonna rank these movies? I don't know. This might be a controversial one to do this. So I guess so. So anyways, overall, what do I think Toy Story 5? Let's start a ranking first. I'm putting number 5, we're putting the fourth one last. Number 4, I'm putting the third one. The third one. Number 3, I'm putting this on 5. I'm putting this one, the fifth one. And then the number 2 would be the first one, and then number 1 would be Toy Story 2. So yeah, and anyway, so overall, Toy Story 5 is unexpectedly actually really good. Actually surprising, and I actually enjoyed it. After like we were worrying about how it is, and this felt perfect, and the topic it had, it is needed for it, is what it had to be it. So, because I enjoyed the story, especially the theming, the messages, South Lane, and not trying to get real friends. The animation, 31 years later, and it still holds up, and it shows that we evolved so much with it. Yeah, hand-drawn died for that. Hand-drawn died, so CGI couldn't run. That kind of sounded wild, but who cares? And then the characters, I enjoyed, mostly the main cast are probably watched the main ones, with some of them, while the majority was just there. So, what do you think? Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like it. Alright, perfect. So what am I ranking? That's why you're all gonna watch it anyway, so like, why do I even bother asking? You're not gonna watch it anyways. I'm pretty sure you're watching it right now. You're probably watching it before I see this video, which, wow, we kind of spoiled it. So, whoops. Well, anyways, yeah, and that's all I really got nothing else to say. So that's pretty much all I can say. So, yeah, that's what I say. So my rating for this is a 9 out of 10. I know people say hate me. I didn't rate this 10, but this time we've moved up. We're at 6 years of reviewing. I think we have adjusted our crap with our reviews. So, yeah. So, what do you think? I'm okay with it. So, I'm gonna go fix my the iPad so we can continue watching the finale. Alright, you go do that. So, yes, we are recording this on Friday, June 19th, by the way. Why'd you ask? And it's like 6 o'clock right now, in the afternoon right now. So, we did see the finale, but we'll get to that when we review the series. And probably later. I don't know when. So, anyways, I'll just go now. Well, did you get it fixed? I did. Alright, perfect. Let's just continue watching the finale. So, you don't mind moving for a second? Finally. Right there. Here we go. Does this help? Hold on. Alright, perfect. That's perfect. Alright, now I can actually see the issue. So, let's just hope this finale works out. Yeah, I guess so. Some good partners right there. They know what to do, and You got the reviews on, so now they can just continue watching the iPads. That is what the society wanted. I don't know what Jesse's doing. I'm right here. I'm gonna put my hat back on, so I'm trying to hold on. You okay? Let me wait for you. You alright, okay? Okay, thanks, but where is Buzz anyways? Should he be here for this? I don't know where he is, but I'm pretty sure he's doing okay right now, so I have an army. I accidentally set them all to a drone, and now they're all the way somewhere ahead. You gotta help me. You're on your own, bud. Alright, the next wave. Alright. Okay. I don't know what just happened, but I like it. Okay, I think we should go. Yeah, you go. Alright, thanks. That's... It is what there is. I can't do anything about it. Farewell, partners. Farewell. Just take this, and I'll go home.